This is Sean Plouffe from Hitterish.com. Today we're going to take a look at 3 hitting drills to avoid. These are some drills that you'll see that are really common in the baseball world, and some things that I think are hurting a lot of hitters because they promote movements or thoughts that ultimately don't allow for consistency and for guys to hit at a high level. There's a lot of good baseball players that end up not playing as far as they could because their movement patterns are off, and a lot of these drills accentuate that. So I'm going to try to point out why I don't like each drill. And the first one here is the fence drill. Pretty much all of us have seen this. It was made pretty popular by Robinson Cano and Kevin Long when he played with the Yankees. But especially for young hitters, I think it accentuates what most of them have a problem with in the first place, which is this kind of pushy over-rotation with the shoulders. And you see, to start the swing, he turns the shoulders, and the hands are really rushing forward and towards first base, right? He's a lefty. So the entire swing is rushing towards first base. And that's one of the biggest problems I see in the first place is there's this overemphasis on having a short swing, and there's no emphasis on getting the barrel behind the baseball, right? And this particular swing comes down and across the baseball, and that's the biggest thing I see is most people will talk about swing down. What really happens is they swing across, right? So their hands really go sideways, and they're really rushing to get to this position over here. And if you notice, if there were a plate over here, you can't hit a ball over here. There is no, if the pitch came from first, this would be a good swing or a decent swing, but it doesn't. The pitch will never come from first base. It always comes from the pitcher. So we need to be behind the baseball here. He's given that up. He's turning sideways, and the entire swing is rushing forward instead of getting the barrel behind the baseball. I wish there was a better way to explain that in a way that you guys will understand, but as we take a look at some clips here, so this is Cody Bellinger, right? And you'll see a lot of these swing movements. You see the position that they start from is different, right? Bellinger has the elbow pulled back. He's really loaded up, whereas this kid has the hands on the front half of the body, and really in a position, there's no way to create power from this position. Think about if you were to throw a punch. I don't always like to use that analogy, but the hands are too far forward to create any kind of bat speed. So this overemphasis on a short swing theoretically makes sense, but if you have no bat speed, you're not going to be a good baseball player. Simple as that. Right? And you see these movements, all this action in the barrel back here, and how late the shoulders turn open and how late the hands come forward, right? So let's look at Bellinger here. And this isn't unique to him at all. I've compared him with other guys if you want to take a look at my Bellinger video. Look at the barrel movement. And look how long the hands stay forward and the shoulders stay, look how long the hands stay back and the shoulders stay closed. Right? He's halfway into his swing here, and the hands are still back, still back, still back, still back. Right? They really never come forward. Right? They're at the back shoulder the entire swing, and the barrel swivels around to contact. Right? So that's very opposite of what this fence drill is promoting. I'll show it to you again. The swing that comes across the ball, right? If he were to literally do the opposite of this and square up the fence, it would be a better drill, to be honest. So not only is he swinging down, he's swinging across the ball. So again, it's as if the pitch is coming from first base and there's no depth to the swing, right? So like an outside pitch, he'd have no chance of hitting, right? Obviously there's a fence there, but you're promoting pulling off the outside pitch. And especially for young hitters, I mean, they're going to do that anyways. We don't have to do drills to help them pull off the outside pitch. We should be doing the opposite. Here's another clip of kind of what that's promoting, and again, not just pulling off the pitch. Like, there's pulling off the pitch with your body, but also when you let your hands slide forward like that, you're giving up any adjustability to off-speed pitches or being able to hit to the opposite field. All right. Let's take a look at the next drill here. This is the Tutee Drill. Pretty much all of us have seen this, but the idea is that you swing over the back tee and hit the ball in the front. This promotes a swing down and supposed to promote a short swing. Again, this overemphasis on a short swing. But really, there is no successful baseball player that does this. What you'll see is that every single good hitter would hit both tees, right? And these tees right here are spread out as far as you possibly do it. This is Ted Williams flipped around to the right. And I'm not promoting to drop the hands, but the barrel does need to drop back behind the ball in order to make square contact. This is something that Ted Williams wrote about in his book, The Science of Hitting, back in 1971. And it's amazing to me we're in 2017 and we're still arguing about this. It's blatantly obvious in any swing that you'll look at. Here's Miguel Cabrera. Again, the barrel getting back behind the baseball. This is a good thing that we want to promote, getting the barrel behind the baseball instead of chopping down on it. And really that creates a swing path that, again, comes down and across the ball. Show it to you again. So that's the drill. But I want to show you some more clips here of why that's bad. So here's a good illustration of this bat chopping through the plane of the pitch. You see the margin for error is very, very small. Forgive me for this clip, it's kind of weird, I know. But it shows the plane of the swing coming across the ball and down in this low finish where most people end up when you emphasize over swinging down or trying to create that backspin. They really just chop the ball or they slice it. And what most people think will happen is that you'll hit a ground ball. But in reality, people that swing down end up hitting more pop-ups, right? When the barrel rushes down like this, it really slices the bottom of the ball and the ball ends up popping up. And you'll hear the parents in the stands yell, stop dropping your back shoulder or swing down, But in reality, they are swinging down, but it slices the ball and you end up hitting a pop-up. There's a lot of major league players that promote swinging down, and Alex Rodriguez was one of them. But you can see the difference here between his thought process and what actually happens when he swings the bat. So this is the thought process: be short to the ball. And I understand that that's, theoretically would make sense. You want to have a short swing, but this is the movement that he produces in a game, and this isn't sometimes. This isn't just him. This is everyone. The barrel will drop back behind him like that and really get behind the baseball. So back here, his barrel is behind the baseball, and all it has to do is swivel around his hands into contact. And you have all this room to really line up the ball the way you want. The next drill here is the behind toss drill. This is one that you've probably seen around. I really don't like this one because the pitch will never ever come from behind you. But also it kind of stops your swing, right? So like if you watch this player kind of load up and stop, right? You load up, this mindset of hands back, foot down, and then swing. There are no good hitters that do this. Zero. And I wish that wasn't the case. I wish I could agree with all the other coaches out there, but there's so much wrong with the swing of young hitters in the first place. To be doing a drill like this just It's kind of busy work to me. But ultimately, when we stop the swing like this, when we stop movements and say, okay, we're loaded all the way back, and then we're going to stop and then go everything forward. This is just not what you see from anyone who's successful at hitting a baseball at a high level. So, can this drill be done with a better flow? Yes, but ultimately, this is not a drill that I would do, and there's a lot of swing movements to work on, and this is just not the best use of your time. If you like this video, there's a lot more information on my website, Hitterish.com. There'll be a link in the description. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. This has been Sean Plew from Hitterish.com. Catch you next time.
Darling, you know that we are sold out. This is fading, but the band plays on now. We're crying, so let the velvet roll down.